All right, welcome back to another episode of the Tank's Good News Podcast. I am your co-host, Tank Sinatra, here with my Psychopedia co-host,
Investigator Slater.
Investigator Slater. Are you ready to dig into some super amazing, uplifting goodness? I sound so sarcastic. I'm not. Whatever.
I'm here for it. All the goodness.
I'm ready to have my day brightened.
Good. That's what I'm about to do for you and our listeners.
You swear?
I do. And I swear, I don't know. I just went there.
I can't remember the rest of the words, but it's probably
The
better off.
moon and the stars in the sky.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I remember when Backstreet Boys first came out, I was working at the Music Den.
You do know that's not Backstreet Boys, right?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Who is it?
All for One.
Okay.
Can't believe I remembered that.
Yeah. And there was a point in every song where they would just really start singing their asses off.
Yeah.
And my sister Joellen pointed it out to me. She'd be like, get ready, dude. They're about to start singing their asses off. And I would get excited for Backstreet Boys songs after that because I knew that there was something good coming, even though it was a little neutral
Right.
up to that point.
Yeah.
They always had a crescendo.
I'm going to save it with my solo.
About to save it with the solo. You're so flat right now.
Bow, bow.
I'm Derek and I can sing high like this. Wah, wah, I'm the...
And I can sing high.
We're watching Severance, by the way.
Oh, so good. I'm watching it too.
God, I want him to just start roasting people and pulling up his shirt and being like, I lather this shit with Kiehl's in the shower every day. You want to touch it?
No.
You want to touch it? No, you can't.
He is
You
one
said
of
no.
those actors that I didn't think he had it in him to do something outside of the box from what he typically does.
Yeah.
But he's blowing me away. I think he's phenomenal.
He's amazing.
He's so amazing. But
Well-
I typecasted him in my brain. I'm like, you're Parks and Rec, you're funny, you're Step Brothers.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
Parks and Rec and Step Brothers were two totally different characters.
They were, but like the humor, you know what I mean? He delivered humor. In this one, it's
Yeah, true.
not like that.
This
but he's
is-
phenomenal.
It's got Punch Drunk Love written all over it.
I never saw it.
Adam Sandler.
Yeah, no, I never saw it.
Ooh, it's good.
It's good.
It's his, well, I think it was his first serious role.
Yeah.
He, obviously nailed it.
Yeah. Well, it's like Jim Carrey.
Yes.
Absolutely incredible actor. Robin Williams, rest in peace. Incredible actor.
Yeah. What dreams may come. Have you ever seen?
Oh my God. Yes. Can I tell you something?
Of course.
I think about that movie. I'm not even joking you, once a week.
Wow.
Once a week, I think about that movie.
That's a sleeper. Not a lot of people would be able to
I
even
would-
know what that is.
Walk through the gates of hell with you. That's what I think about all the time.
He's so good. That's a tear jerker.
Incredible.
Yeah, very good. All right, well, why don't you jerk some tears out of us?
With pleasure.
Yeah. So we can hear about all the good stuff that happened while we were not paying attention.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Our first story today takes us to the Montaigne Winter Spine Race, Britain's ultimate test of endurance, a race so grueling it's known as the toughest of its kind. A relentless 268-mile journey along the iconic Pennine Way, the event demands more than just physical strength. It requires unwavering mental fortitude, ironclad resilience, and an unbreakable will to survive.
Question.
Yes.
It's a bike race?
Running.
Oh my God. I was about to go absolutely ham on how far of a bike ride that is.
Yeah.
It's a foot race.
Yeah.
Dude, these people are out of their minds.
Yeah, I know. When firefighter Dave was training for Ironman, I was like, I want to get your head checked.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Yeah.
But some people are built for it. I'm not suggesting it's easy for them,
It's not.
but it's not at all. But like Dave, for example, it wasn't easy, but he was made for it.
That's like running to Maryland
Yes.
from here.
Yes. You're right. It's a nonstop ultra marathon.
Oh my God.
Wild.
If you're watching on YouTube right now, okay, her face looks like that because I just absolutely crushed for 5 minutes off camera,
Yes.
and it was a good time.
No, my mascara is running.
Yes.
My asthma has been activated.
Oh, no.
And I'll be okay. But, this is the life of a presenter. The show must go on.
Yeah, we're about 3 sentences into the episode.
My co-host is a comic, all right?
All right, Derbyshire, Edale, Derbyshire.
The race begins in Edale, Derbyshire, and competitors have just 1 week, that's 168 hours, to reach Kirk Yetholm in the Scottish borders. The course? A brutal landscape designed
It's hard, too?
to push even the most seasoned athletes to their absolute limits.
I was picturing totally flat. The fact that it's not flat is
No.
giving me pain.
I'm telling you, people like this love it. Like when Dave did Ironman, he chose Lake Placid, which is the most difficult course in the country,
Crazy.
because he wanted the extra challenge. What?
Yeah, dude.
Get your head checked.
Yeah, go walk for a mile.
Very impressive. But
Report
still.
back. Yeah, very.
The terrain, harsh, unforgiving, and unrelenting. Every step is a battle. Every hour, a test of will. And many of those who start this journey will never make it to the finish line.
Oh, that does happen.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
So on January 12th, 2025, this insane race began. Among the competitors was runner number 254, 42-year-old Mel Sykes. Her very presence at the starting line was extraordinary, but what she was about to do would defy every expectation. Mel was no stranger to endurance. She pushed her body to the limit before, but in 2023, she faced a challenge that no amount of training could have prepared her for. After completing her first 100-mile race, Mel began experiencing strange symptoms. It started with double vision, a subtle sign at first, but soon her balance failed, her hands began to tremble, and walking or driving became impossible.
Hold on. Why was she driving? This is not
No, this
during
is
the
not
race.
a race, right.
Okay.
By October, she found herself in the hospital, hit with a terrifying diagnosis. A Chiari malformation, which is a condition where part of the brain pushes into the spinal cord.
Ooh.
Surgery was urgent. Just days later, Mel was on the operating table. When she woke, a single question lingered in her mind. Will I ever be able to run again? Doctors were doubtful. They said that the odds of returning to ultramarathons were slim to none. But Mel, fierce and unyielding, was not one to back down. The road to recovery was absolutely agonizing. Every movement felt like a battle, each step a struggle, but Mel refused to give up. By the end of December, just 2 months after surgery, she was jogging. And by February, she did the impossible, or what was once considered the impossible. She ran 18 miles, which is more than I can run now.
I give myself a 0% chance of doing an ultramarathon now as it stands for me.
100%. I don't go more than a mile.
No.
Like at a quick pace.
I went to Sunken Meadow, which is a boardwalk, wood, and ran almost 3 miles I think it was exactly 3 miles. My feet went numb.
Yeah.
I was running on nubs, it felt like.
I also wonder if, for me being so petite,
Yeah.
I have to take 2 steps for every 1 step.
And that's a real thing.
The normal size human.
Did I tell you about what happened to me at the gym?
No.
I get a little competitive there sometimes. And I was walking, and the guy next to me was walking. Guy was tall as hell.
Yeah, don't even try, man.
And I looked at how fast he was walking. I was walking 3 miles an hour. He was walking 4.3 miles per hour. He was walking slower than I was. I was
Yeah.
counting our steps.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, it really does make a huge difference.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
When I go on the treadmill now with my trainer and she puts it up to 5, she was like, your legs are so cute. They're working so hard at 5 because for most people, it's like a nice brisk jog. And I'm like,
Really?
yeah.
Sprinting?
Yeah.
So funny.
It's great, though. That's when I start to really sweat.
Yeah.
And that's when I start to really feel the burn.
Yeah.
Just 4 months after brain surgery, Mel had returned to the sport that she loved. By January 2025, Mel was officially back in full stride. Her balance was still shaky, but her vision had returned to normal. And more importantly, she was ready to face the winter spine race. At 8 a.m. on January 12th, Mel set off on the 268-mile journey, her every move tracked by GPS. She knew how brutal the race would be, but nothing could prepare her for the next 7 days. The weather turned worse than anyone expected, and the terrain became an even fiercer adversary than she could have imagined. The early days were a fight for survival, literally. Snow and ice battered her body, and Mel barely slept more than an hour each night. Hypothermia crept in. Her body screamed to stop, to find warmth, to rest, but she pushed on.
It was a lot warmer in January than I thought it was going to be in Scotland. I thought it was going to be like 4 degrees.
What is it?
It was between like 30 and 40.
Still so cold.
Not when you're doing that.
Ice coming down and
Yeah, that's
inclement
not good.
weather.
What do I do if there's inclement weather?
What do I wear? As temperatures rose, the course transformed as well. So you have mud now, slush, and endless bogs replaced the frozen ground.
Oh,
The threat of flooding loomed. Every step was a battle, but Mel kept moving, her mind focused on one goal, to keep going. By the evening of January 17th, Mel was just 1.5 miles away from the finish line.
whoa.
The end was almost within reach.
Sorry, by the evening of what?
January 17th.
5 days.
Yep.
Okay.
The end was almost within reach, and the thought of crossing it filled her with overwhelming emotion. She ran the final stretch, but then she fell.
No.
The impact was instant. A sharp pain shot through her body. She knew without a doubt that her ribs were broken.
Oh my God.
She had every reason to stop, but Mel, she didn't know how to stop.
Yeah.
Through the searing pain, she pressed on, and at 8:23 p.m., 132 hours, 23 minutes, and 35 seconds later, Mel crossed the finish line.
268 miles.
Yeah,
That's wild.
it's insane. I don't even drive that far.
No. You're flying at that point.
Right, exactly. She was just one of 9 women to complete the race. The moment she'd imagined so many times, tears, triumph, and relief, didn't unfold as expected. Instead, she leapt in a strange little jump, laughing it off in a blog post later, saying, "Not sure where that came from," but it made for an unforgettable finish line photo. Afterwards, standing before a brick wall, Mel pressed her hands against it, nearly kissing the cold surface. It was over, and she had done it. Her parents were there, celebrating as a medal was placed around her neck. But the journey wasn't quite finished. She sat and waited for a friend to finish, and when he crossed the line, they celebrated with burgers.
Oh, yeah. That I'm into.
Oh, yeah. Dave celebrates with Taco Bell.
That he ate Taco Bell?
Oh, my God. I have such a fantastic picture after Ironman.
Oh.
From like one end of the table to the other. We just lined up like chalupas and tacos and whatever. And he just one by one ate.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a punishment. Hasn't his body been through enough?
I know. But that's when the reality of Mel's body, the toll it took on her body, hit. Her ankles had swollen to twice their size. Her ribs throbbed with excruciating pain. Her body was basically broken. She swore that she'd never attempt the spine race again. Yet when registration for 2026 opened, she found herself stopping on the side of the road, hand hovering over the entry button. She was ready to face another challenge, ready to prove once again that no matter what stands in her way, she will never back down.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice play on words with the spine race and the won't back down and all that.
I meant to do that.
Yeah.
So thanks for picking up on that.
And also interesting that it's called the spine race. Is it spelled S-P-I-N-E?
It is, yeah.
And she had a spinal cord situation.
There you go.
So that's like, she's got a vendetta against that race.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
not going to take me out.
I still can't. 268 miles just doesn't compute in my brain.
It's
I mean, you're
so
taking
far.
breaks like you're sleeping, I guess, but come on. You're never not moving.
No, so I have a theory, okay, about ultramarathons.
Okay.
Those people are going to pay.
Oh, knees, hips, all that. I hope not, because they're working so hard. I don't want them to have to.
I don't want them to have to
Suffer.
either, but it all looks cool on social media and you did this and blah, blah, blah. And it's great achievement. You probably felt really good, but it's just, I've never known an avid runner that wasn't borderline crippled
Eesh.
by their 50s.
God, that's depressing.
It's too much.
Yeah, it is. It's the pounding the pavement. It's
Yes.
not obviously physical activity. It's
No, it's
that
the
type of physical activity.
And it's the repetitiveness
Right,
of it.
right,
the
right,
repetitive nature and the jolting.
Speaking of repetitive nature,
Yeah.
I just don't even know how people train for this. Like, what are you listening to on your phone or watching or whatever for so many hours a day
Yes.
that you can get through just the training alone.
Maybe they're not listening to anything.
Oh, that's even more horrible.
I know, man. It's crazy. I would have to actually hire somebody,
To hang out with you.
no, to chase me with a knife.
I'll do that.
You're not going to be able to keep up.
Excuse you.
Miss 5 miles per hour?
I will get rollerblades. It will be fine.
That's an excellent idea.
Yep.
Great idea.
Okay.
I pulled out my rollerblades for the first time, by the way, 2 days ago.
Of course, plugged in.
Yeah. And then they hurt so bad, I went to go get them baked. Hopefully that helps. Because I never did that.
Planning on rollerblading? Like for real?
Oh, I love it so much.
Do you really?
I pray rollerblading becomes cool again.
I pray that a mall will close down its doors, but let rollerbladers in.
Oh.
So we can just fly across that shiny ground.
What do you mean we?
People who rollerblade.
Are you a rollerblader?
Sometimes. I actually, of all the things that require balance, rollerblading is something I can semi-do.
Do you have rollerblades?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but I'm never going to go on them in front of you
why?
because you'll have content for days. I'm not doing that to myself.
No phone rule.
Really?
Yeah. I don't need to record you
I mean, I was kidding. I don't mean like that.
flopping around on the
also
floor
don't need-
like a dead fish.
Take it easy. You're really making this something I want to do.
Oh, yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, you should go with Dave. He likes it too.
He rollerblades?
Are you kidding?
No.
He played hockey. He played roller hockey when he was younger and
did
ice
I.
hockey. Yeah, yeah. He's so good on skates.
Oh, man, I love both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys go. I'm just going to stay back.
You get the content.
Exactly.
Capture the content.
Exactly. Okay, you ready for our second story?
I am.
Billionaires. They are often in the headlines, but rarely for reasons worth celebrating. What?
I know what's coming.
Okay. Stories of unimaginable wealth, cutthroat power plays, and corporate greed flood the news. Yet one billionaire is rewriting the narrative. Since 2019, Mackenzie Scott has done what few would ever expect. She's flipped the script on philanthropy, giving away billions without conditions, shaking up the very idea of what it means to be amongst the richest people on earth.
Are you going to say who she is?
I mean, you can. I mean, yeah, of course, we're going to get to it, but go ahead.
She's the ex-wife of Jeff Bezos. And I find it very interesting that... So she was like the people who were like, oh, she's spending his money. She was there the entire time. She was so heavily involved in Amazon.
Yeah, well, let me get into it. I mean, you can keep going if you want, but
But
we're
the fact that she's giving away the money is like, most people look at it like, oh, she's really sticking it to her husband. No, she may have been the entire driving force
it's her money
behind Amazon.
to give away.
Yeah.
So Mackenzie's story does begin in a world of boundless privilege. She was raised amidst wealth and opportunity, with her father a successful financial planner and her mother a stay-at-home mom. The future for her seemed limitless, but in an instant, the world shattered when her father declared bankruptcy, stripping away the life that they had known.
Whoa.
Undeterred by the sudden fall from grace, Mackenzie fought to move forward. She earned a scholarship to Princeton University, juggling multiple jobs just to stay enrolled, at one point even borrowing money from a classmate to keep her dream alive. At Princeton, she discovered her passion for writing, catching the attention of Nobel laureate Toni Morrison, who called her, quote, one of the best students I'd ever seen.
Wow.
After graduation, Mackenzie made her way to New York City, working as a waitress before landing a job at the prestigious hedge fund D.E. Shaw. It was there where she met Jeff Bezos. Just a year later, they both walked away from their stable careers, moved to Seattle, and co-founded Amazon, a decision that would not only alter the course of their lives, but also revolutionize the world forever.
What was that word?
Revolutionize.
No. That's not what you said, but it's fine.
I know, I'm aware. I
Is
said
she-
revolutionize, I get it.
Is she listed as a co-founder of Amazon?
According to Google, yes.
Okay.
Mackenzie was an integral part of Amazon's early years, which is what you were saying.
Like Cash to Cyclopedia.
Yes, exactly. pouring herself into the company's explosive growth. But as her family expanded, she stepped back, turning her focus to raising their children and nurturing her passion for writing. In time, her literary talents earned her an American Book Award, carving out a space for herself in the world of literature. Yet in 2019, after 25 years of marriage, Mackenzie and Jeff's relationship came to an end. The split was not just personal, it was financial. With no prenuptial agreement, Mackenzie walked away with 25% of Jeff Bezos' Amazon shares, an astounding $35 billion.
That's crazy.
But Mackenzie refused to let that immense fortune define her. She could have kept every penny. Instead, she chose a different path, a path of giving. Right after her divorce, she made a bold commitment by signing the Giving Pledge, vowing to donate the vast majority of her wealth to charitable causes, using her newfound resources to leave a legacy of generosity rather than accumulation. So the Giving Pledge, founded by Warren Buffett
and Bill Gates,
Melinda Gates and Bill Gates, urged the world's ultra-wealthy to reconsider how they wielded their vast fortunes. Mackenzie, stepping boldly into her role as a philanthropist, redefined the very essence of giving.
Yeah, because they're not really doing it.
Yeah?
Warren Buffett's old as hell. Their pledge was to give away 99% of their wealth before the time they passed.
That's not happening with Warren Buffett?
Hell no.
I mean, I don't know. I don't follow him. I don't know.
No, that's the thing. It's like a great mission and initiative, but also do it.
Well, of course. I think so many people think that saying something is the same thing as doing something.
Well, the problem is if you say something and you get accolades and validation for it, like, why would you do it at that point?
Yeah, you got the high from...
It's like when I got my Macy's credit card bill for the jeans that I had for a month already.
Right.
I'm not paying that. Now they're $300. These $50 jeans cost me $300. No, they didn't.
Right.
You were fiscally irresponsible.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she launched Yield Giving, which is an organization designed to channel her wealth with one powerful aim: impact over control. Mackenzie wasn't there for recognition or the spotlight. Her mission was clear: to elevate those already working tirelessly on the ground. Every donation Mackenzie made carried a profound principle: no strings attached. Unlike many philanthropists who impose restrictive guidelines, she offered a rare and radical trust, letting organizations determine where the funds were needed most. This unprecedented freedom became a game changer, allowing nonprofits to focus on their core missions without the burden of bureaucratic red tape. The ripple effect? Smaller organizations, often overlooked by traditional philanthropists, flourished under her generosity. In 2020 alone, Mackenzie donated over $5.5 billion to hundreds of charities. By 2023, that number soared to over $15 billion, touching nearly 2,000 organizations. Her focus on education, especially for historically Black colleges and universities and Hispanic-serving institutions, reshaped the future of entire generations. She wasn't merely funding a cause, she was altering the course of lives, communities, and futures.
If the math is correct,
The math be mathin'.
that's an average of $7.5 million to each organization, which is probably not the case. She probably gave 50 here to the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's insane.
Yeah.
And just to give a little financial education here, people's net worth is not typically the amount of money they have. It's everything together. So in her case, it's stock. She must be selling it in such a deliberate and calculated way that it's not affecting the price of the stock. Because to sell that much stock, you're going to tank the price.
Yeah.
If you sold, like the CEO of Palantir recently filed to sell like $1.2 billion worth of stock. The stock went down like 30%.
Wow.
If that happened to Amazon,
Yeah.
the economy would crumble because of the fear of what that meant. But she's taking the money out of the company and giving it to people. So the thing that the point I'm getting at is that just because you don't have that money, that amount of money, so you're only in 2021 and she's given away $15 billion. She had $39 billion. Her net worth right now is 30.
Wow.
And we're not even into the other years, because the way that things happen, if you have $1 billion, let's say you have $100 million and you're taking 5%, your income off of that is $5 million a year, which no reasonable person could actually spend. It just grows and grows and grows.
Yeah.
Now you get $1 billion, you're talking about $50 million per year. You haven't even touched the principal.
Damn.
That's 4.8 million about per month.
That's insane.
Oh, it's crazy.
That's wild.
The numbers are just so unfathomable. It's like trying to imagine space.
I can't.
No, it's too much. Too vast.
Exactly. By the end of 2024, McKinsey would have given another $2 billion, impacting everything from affordable housing and healthcare to human rights and environmental conservation. Yet for her, it was never about personal acclaim. In her words, quote, "The gratitude I feel to these nonprofits, to these funds and companies, and to the people helping me give these assets away is similar. I'm inspired by all the ways people invest in each other." Since 2019, Mackenzie Scott has given away over $17 billion.
Wow.
But the true magnitude of her contribution isn't just in the dollar amount. It lies in the trust that she places in those on the front lines of change, empowering them with the resources that they need to lead. In a world where billionaires are often measured by what they accumulate, Mackenzie Scott is showing the world what true power is, what you choose to give away.
And how much better of it is a reason to be known for that than for how much you accumulate?
I can't think of a better way to go out.
Oh, cool. You got $300 billion?
Right.
Wow, that's
Right.
crazy. Why? What are you doing? You're going to space? Cool. Give away $250 billion. You could still go to space, bro.
Oh, that's wild.
It's
right?
not a problem. Nothing is a problem with that amount of money. The fear and the greed is, I think, I have mixed feelings on this because I do believe that people so you look at like the Walton family, who's the richest family in the world. And I think people look at them, as I tend to do, as not deserving of it because they got it from their father. But did the father deserve it? Did he create that much value in the marketplace that he was compensated to that effect? Like Bill Gates, he put a personal computer in every single person's home on the planet. Should he have been compensated that much? That's up for debate. But it's not up for debate how much you need to live a lavish lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's not, dude. I'm sorry. I saw a post the other day that said, and I believe this in that book, Conversations with God, which I think I mentioned on the other podcast, right? He put forth this proposition where it's like $10 million per year. That's the max.
Yeah.
That's the maximum wage. If you make more than that, bro, and it's not enough for you, you need serious help.
problem.
It's an addiction.
Right.
For sure.
Exactly right.
It's addiction fueled by paranoia, fueled by, like just business owners typically, for the most part, they're not like the sanest people out there. Like I remember
I just actually saw that on a documentary about Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson?
No.
Oh, Mel Gibson.
And the person on the documentary was saying how like most successful CEOs and business leaders are a bit pathological.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. When I used to work for the fence company, the guy Joe who owned it, when we first started out, I think I've told you this before, we were walking out to the truck one day to go to a job, one job we had going on. And he's like, what, dude? Slamming the door shut, throwing his book in there. And I'm like, what is up with you, dude? What's going on? He goes, I don't know who and I don't know how, but somebody somewhere out there right now is fucking me. I can feel it. And I don't know what to do about it.
Damn.
That is.
Is he right?
No.
I mean, maybe I'm just asking. I don't know how the story ended. That would have been pretty sick if he was right.
A vague fear that's just broadcast out into the world of like, I don't know how, I don't know who, somewhere, someone right now.
But you also can't ignore a gut feeling.
You can.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can.
All right.
The amount of people that confuse their anxiety with their gut is too damn high.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
I have to listen to my gut. Well, your gut has you waiting by a window for the police to come and you're not even a criminal. So maybe don't listen to your gut.
Okay, you ready for our third story?
I am.
Okay.
Mel Gibson.
That was amazing.
Like Mel Gibson, but if you have a cold. Mel Gibson.
Okay. In March 2021, 8-year-old Bryson Kleinman from Lebanon, Virginia, was given a gift that would change his life forever.
I love when people do that.
What?
Lebanon, Virginia.
I know.
The name of city.
I thought of you, totally.
Kuwait, New York.
What were we just doing? Oh, Dallas, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, no. Come on, guys.
So guess what his gift was?
What?
A black mixed lab puppy named Bruce.
Bryson and Bruce?
Yes.
Cool.
From the moment Bruce entered their home, he and Bryson formed an unbreakable bond, sharing a joy and loyalty that only a child and his dog can know.
Joyalty.
/ a grown-ass woman and her dog can know.
Yeah.
They were inseparable, playing together for hours, lost in a world of carefree companionship.
Yeah.
It's unmatched,
Yeah.
the companionship of a dog.
If this is your first time listening to the podcast and you don't know about Psychopedia, this one across the table from me really, really loves dogs.
I mean, all animals, I can't even tell you what it does to like chemically in my brain. If I see a rat, if I see a pig, if I see a ferret, if I see a dog, whatever, something happens to me. I become somebody different. I'm instantly elated. I only see the good. I'm happy. I believe in something higher and bigger than myself. I become spiritual. It's insane.
Crazy.
It's insane. My entire chemistry changes. Anyway, I digress. I could talk about this all day. So a few weeks later, in late April, sadly, everything changed.
No.
Bruce, once bursting with energy, suddenly grew lethargic. He stopped eating, refused to move, and barely left his crate. Something was terribly wrong. Concerned, Bryson's mother, Kimberly, rushed Bruce to the vet, hoping for a simple diagnosis. By the way, the drive from your home to the vet's office when you don't know what's wrong with your baby,
Bad.
it ain't good.
No.
But the news they received wasn't just not great, it was devastating. Bruce had parvovirus. I remember this so well when I worked in rescue, which is a deadly and highly contagious disease. To make matters worse, Kimberly had given Bruce his vaccines at home to save money, unaware that the parvo vaccine needed refrigeration to remain effective. So now she's blaming herself on top of everything. Treatment was possible, but it came at a very steep price. The vet estimated $655 for a 3-day stay with additional costs for future care.
That's like 4 hours in the emergency vet hospital by us.
Oh, it's so expensive. I just took Cash there, actually. He got a soft tissue injury, but I really thought his paw was broken. They had to put him on a gurney.
What?
Yes. My baby couldn't get out of the car.
It's too much.
He's okay, though.
Okay.
Thank goodness. So the vet estimated this really high cost for the family. And with Kimberly working towards becoming a phlebotomist
Nice.
and her husband supporting the family as an arborist,
You
the
know what that is?
Kleinmans were already struggling financially. You tell us.
It's like you trim trees, make them look nice, and you know a lot about trees, and you plant the right trees in the right areas, and sun and soil, etc.
Nice.
Yeah.
I could actually use an arborist.
Yeah.
This price, though, it was just far beyond what they could afford. As Kimberly and her husband discussed their options at home, Bryson overheard. Without hesitation, he made a decision that stunned everyone. Bruce got sick and needed my help, Bryson explained later. I was super sad. I did not want to lose my best friend. Since he was 4, Bryson had been collecting Pokemon cards. Every birthday, every Christmas, his collection grew. His cards were his most prized possessions, a symbol of his childhood joy. But now he was willing to give them all up. He told his mom that he wanted to sell his cards to help pay for Bruce's treatment. Kimberly reassured him that they would find a way to cover the cost, but Bryson had already made up his mind. On May 4th, may the 4th be with you, after school, Bryson set up a table by the side of the road, carefully arranging his Pokemon cards for sale. A simple wooden sign read, Pokemon 4, the number 4, sale. Slowly, neighbors began to stop by, curious about the young boy selling his treasured cards. Kimberly wasn't home when it started, but her husband sent her a photo of Bryson sitting at the table, waiting patiently for customers. And when she saw it, her heart broke. She was crushed that her son felt compelled to give up something that he loved so much, but she couldn't help but be deeply moved by his selflessness.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, kudos to her and her husband. In an effort to support Bryson, Kimberly shared the photo on a local Facebook group, hoping a few neighbors might see it and stop by.
Oh, here we go.
What happened next was nothing short of miraculous. Within hours, Kimberly's inbox was flooded with messages from strangers eager to help. Some wanted to buy cards, others just wanted to donate. Inspired by Bryson's story, the community rallied together in ways that no one could have predicted. Kimberly set up a GoFundMe to help cover Bruce's medical expenses, but the response was so much more generous than anyone could have imagined. Bryson's story spread through the town and the donations poured in. In just 2 afternoons of selling his cards, Bryson had raised $400. But it wasn't just about the sales. Many people didn't come by to even buy cards. They just came by to donate. Neighbors handed Bryson $20 bills with no expectation of anything in return. Some even brought their own Pokemon collections, not to sell, but to give, since he was selling his. They wanted Bryson to have more cards, not fewer. The kindness didn't stop there. People dropped off food, toys, and treats for Bruce. The story touched the hearts of many, reaching far beyond Lebanon. One employee at Pokemon Company International in Seattle even sent a package filled with rare Pokemon cards, along with a note that said, "Hey Bryson, we were so inspired by your story. These are some cards to help replace the ones you had to sell."
Yeah.
As the days passed, the GoFundMe continued to grow. In just a few days, it had raised enough to cover Bruce's treatment, and so the puppy received the care that he desperately needed. And by May 10th, he was back home, healthy, happy, and on the road to recovery. But the generosity didn't even end there. Nearly 1,000 people contributed, bringing the total to over $28,000. And the bill was less than $1,000. Kimberly, overwhelmed by the outpouring of support, knew that she had to give back. Working with the veterinary clinic, she then set up a fund to help other families who couldn't afford treatment for their pets. Some of the money was also donated to local animal shelters, ensuring that Bryson's act of kindness would help not just Bruce, but animals in need everywhere. For Kimberly, the story was about so much more than just the money. She hoped it would remind people of the importance of properly vaccinating pets and seeking professional guidance.
Yeah.
But above all, she wanted people to see what she saw, that kindness in its purest form still exists. I'm amazed by the outpouring of support for a little boy and his dog in a small town in Virginia, she said. Who would have thought? Bryson's simple act of love for his dog sparked a tidal wave of generosity, reaching far beyond what anyone could have imagined. It was a powerful reminder of the profound impact that one small act of kindness can have. In a world that sometimes feels disconnected, Bryson showed us that compassion is still very much alive.
Yes, he did. And so did the people around him that rallied.
Big time.
And those are like my favorite kind of stories.
Yeah.
Where somebody, like it's, he helps those who help themselves type of a situation, but maybe we help those who help themselves. I don't know.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, but like take a step.
Right.
Take a leap of faith.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll be met with nothing, but you'll never be met with anything if you don't take a step. Not every step leads to a miracle, but there are no miracles without steps being taken.
Let's put that on like merch.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, a license plate, not a license plate, a bumper sticker is what I meant to say.
Sure. Good enough. Okay.
Yeah. So that was this episode.
Excellent.
This shot of goodness.
Great stories. Do you feel cheerier?
Of course. How could you not?
Cheerio.
Cheerio.
Well, I really appreciate you putting all the work in to get all that information out.
I really appreciate
into my ears.
your input, which is fascinating. And also, like, you're very smart. Like when you were talking about math and numbers and whatever, I'm not going to say it was above me, but it was very much above me.
When was I talking about math?
Forget it. So smart.
A lot of stuff.
Your memory is...
a lot of stuff is above you, though.
Not
Because she's so small.
She's so funny.
4'11" 3/4.
Thank you for the 3/4. Never forget the 3/4.
I would never. How could I? Well, if you're still listening at this point, we hope you're feeling much better. And even if you were feeling good before this, we hope you're feeling much better.
Absolutely.
And if you're sad, DM
Listen
me.
to another one.
Yeah. Go listen to some music, take a breath, stretch, relax, take a walk. Not a 268-mile walk, because that'll be too far and you'll be sad again.
Yeah.
But
Go pet a dog.
and take care of yourselves.
Right.
We'll see you guys at the next episode.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.